Hey FlossTube, it's Leslie with Fat Cat Flossing, and since I had to get up and go to the post office this morning, I girded my bosom, and I decided that since I had done that, I was going to go ahead and do another floss tube, because apparently I'm not only addicted to cross-stitching and stash, I'm now addicted to making floss tube videos. So here I am again. I hope you guys aren't too sick of me. This is the third one in a week. But I got so much I want to talk about because I spent literally all day yesterday going through all of my stash and pulling things that I want to do in 2018. And boy, is there ever a metric poop ton of them. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep if I want to get everything done. And I do like to sleep, so we'll see. Anyway, thank y'all for watching my other videos. I sure do appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody who has liked and left such kind, wonderful comments. Just means absolutely the world to me. And I can't say thank you enough. I really do appreciate you guys. And I hope that you continue to not be totally sick of me. So anyway, thanks again. Oh, shoot. I'll be back. Let me get my whip. Sorry, poorly prepared. I had a list. I really did. I had a list of what I was going to talk about. I thought I had all my, chickens in a row. Ducks in a row, chickens in a row. Some sort of fowl. I thought I had them all lined up. Not so much. But anyway, I've worked a little bit on the Things Unseen by Lizzie Kate. I got this little motif here on the side. Almost done. And since we're driving to Little Rock tomorrow, I've got the little house here all outlined. So I'm hoping that in the 2.5 hours there and 2.5 hours back, I'll be at least able to fill that in. My husband, for some reason, hates if I read in the car, but he doesn't mind if I cross stitch. So I don't understand the difference, but I'm glad for it because I'll get a little bit of stitching done. And I'm going to see if there's something else I can kind of outline so I don't have to really do a whole lot of paying attention and counting during that time. Because counting in a moving car, I'm not so good at. Not so good at all. Anyway, that's my one and only whip that I've done anything on. Just that little bit of stitching on it because, I got the Santa pillow finished. Yay! And I actually went to the post office and shipped it off to my friend Monica this morning, and I hope that she loves it. But I'm feeling accomplished that I got that done. Really proud of myself. I also got a very little bit done on my first project bag. You'll see I have, ouch, I hate sharp things. I have the zipper pinned in here and ready to do that seam. And the zipper foot came yesterday. It was in yesterday's mail about 4 o'clock, and that's when I get done with this. I'm going to try to work on my project bag. So y'all cross your fingers that I can do that because I haven't put a zipper in since the late 70s. Early 80s maybe. It's been a while. So that's probably going to be a challenge. Anyway, I thought I had really pretty fabric for it. A little bit of the pink contrast there on the top. So I hope it's going to be nice. I hope I can do it. Boy, do I hope I can do it. Because, I never do anything halfway. No. I got to go the whole hog if I'm going to do it. So when I was in Joann's and Hobby Lobby buying that fabric, I bought a bunch more. So let's see, I got this stuff for one. It's got kitties on it. I couldn't resist. 2, 3, Lord help me. 4, it says cat lady. I had to have it. 5, who doesn't need a Halloween bag for their Halloween project? 6, a Christmas one. 7, another Christmas one. And 8. Now, here's reality. I'm not going to get all 8 done this minute, but I plan to get all 8 done, and I'm going to see if I can have 8 or more projects going at one time. That's going to be new for me. I've typically had maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 sometimes. But I tend to work on one thing on average. But I really want to challenge myself to do something a little bit different with more starts and more things going on and trying to rotate through and make some more progress. And I'm hoping that that will kind of keep my interest going in things. And we'll see how that goes. What's the worst that can happen? I don't finish them? I'll finish them sooner or later if I live to be 397. But, you know, I'll get there. Well, maybe not 397, but you know what I mean. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about was my little plan for next year. And like I said, I spent all day yesterday going through all of my patterns and all of my fabrics and threads and all that kind of stuff, kind of to see what I had. And because, you know, I do have a cross stitch app, and anybody who doesn't use that, let me recommend it to you. I find it does help me keep more organized than I would be otherwise, because let's face it, an organizational genius I am not. But it is better than it would be without it. But I went through all of my stuff, and I pulled out, I think, 18 things that I want to, you know, that were priority to get done. And I'm going to show them to you. And don't worry, I still have like a shit ton of stash to show some other time. This is just the gonna, you know, want to do it now things. But anyway, I didn't actually pull this one out yesterday. And when I was showing my husband, poor man, what I wanted to do this year, he happened to see this one sitting over to the side, and he said, you need to do that. Pink's your favorite color, and it's pink, and you should do that. And it's Lizzie Kate, and it's called the Selfie Sampler. And I love the sentiment because it says, Dear Self, today I will shine. And sometimes I think that we all need to be reminded that it's okay to not be perfect, but to shine in your own way. So yeah, this may be actually my first start, and it looks like it'll stitch up pretty quick. So, you know, I'll feel accomplished, and that's always a plus. And I've got this really pretty mystery pink one in here. Let's see, maybe it was marked. Yeah, I didn't mark it, but it's really pretty pink. So I'm looking forward to working on that. Pink is my favorite color, and you know, what's not to like? Y'all excuse me, I'm still trying to get over my cold. Anyway, so I need to pick up like 3 threads for that, but I had all the others in my stash, so that's going to be easy. Next is another Lizzie Kate. It's the little mystery sampler, and it says, yesterday is gone, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. And I just love that sentiment because working as I did as a nurse for a long time, I saw too many people who did not appreciate what they had until it was gone. If you're always looking at tomorrow for being when you're going to accomplish things and when life is going to be wonderful, you're missing all the wonderful that's happening today. And sure, we all have crappy days now and then, but you know, I think we all need to appreciate what we've got. And so I think that's just a beautiful sentiment. And maybe it'll help remind me to do that and not piss and moan so much about, you know, what's wrong and instead look at what's right. And I do know the name of this one because God love Ann at the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. She not only serges it all, which I just think is one of the best customer service things that any LNS can do. I just love it because I'm real bad about not doing that if it's left to me. So I really appreciate it when they do that. And this is Picture This Plus 32 count quartz, maybe? I don't know. Pink quartz? It's just really pretty, and I like it a lot. And it's serged and ready to go. Thank you, Ann. So that's number 2. Are y'all keeping track? This was a little piece that I picked up off of eBay for next to nothing. I mean, it was $4 or $5 at the most. And it's called Hyacinth House by Elizabeth's Designs. And it did not come with the linen, but it did come with the silk threads and a little charm pack in there. And I luckily had the linen for it in my stash. So I pull that out, and it's kind of cool. It's got a couple of specialty stitches in it. It's got all those pretty little charms, and you know, one of them is a cat charm, so you know I had to love that. So anyway, Hyacinth House, that's on my list for 2018 too. And I'm apparently really in a Lizzie Kate mood. This is Time for God, and it just really, really spoke to me. And what it says is, happy times, praise God. Difficult times, seek God. Quiet times, worship God. Hard times, trust God. All times, thank God. And I don't mean to be real preachy, but I am a believer, and those are just important things to me. So it also looks like it should stitch up pretty quick. Letters always seem to go pretty easily. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And I do have, I think this is whatever the recommended linen was in there. And I had the threads. So that's on my list too. And then I went on a Country House Needleworks spree. And this is Count Your Blessings by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I think sheep are so cute. I just love sheep. It's just too cute. And again, it doesn't look like it'll be a real involved detailed stitch. I do like doing some bigger projects, but I also like the little things like this that you can get done and you feel accomplished. You feel like, oh, I'm not just bogged down in this forever and ever and ever, amen. And never going to get to the end of something. So I have several of these kind of smaller ones, and I'm really looking forward to doing them. More Country Cottage Needleworks. Home Sweet Home. And this one I just love because it's got beehives on it. And I know I told y'all in an earlier video that I breed and show Burman cats. And as it happens, my cattery name is Bumblebee. And that came from a quote by Mary Kay Ash. And the quote is, aerodynamically, the bumblebee should not be able to fly, but the bumblebee doesn't know it, and so goes on flying anyway. And I was a flight nurse for years, and I have always been, the kindest way to describe me would be fluffy. Now, I'm much fluffier now than what I was when I quit flying in 2003, but that was on the back of my helmet when I worked at AirLife in San Antonio. And I think that little sentiment just says, you know, don't let other people define what you're going to be. You know, you can be what you choose to be. I decided I wanted to be a flight nurse in 1980 when I was working in labor and delivery, and I saw flight nurses come into the NICU to pick up really sick babies and transport them back to San Antonio or Houston. And I thought that was the coolest job ever. And I just really wanted to do it. So I kind of put my mind to it and took my career track down the line. You know, I did the ICU and the ER and worked even as a ground paramedic for a short period of time to get that experience. And I did get into flight nursing, and it was the most fun you could have with your clothes on, especially for a job. But again, I just think that sentiment of, you know, don't let other people define you. Don't let somebody else's definition of what you should be able to do decide where your life is going to go. You can decide where your life is going to go, even if you're a little bit fluffy like me. Or a lot fluffy these days. But anyway, because it's got bee stuff on it, I had to have it. Home Sweet Home by Country Cottage Needleworks. More Country Cottage Needleworks. This is Land of Liberty. Another really cute little quickie, I think. I don't think it'll take a really long time to stitch up. And again, I had the linen. And I think I only have to buy like maybe one thread for this one. So I'm looking forward to getting this done. My son's been in the Army for, I guess, going on 12 years now. And so I am, you know, I've always loved my country and everything, but anything patriotic really does speak to me more now that he puts his life on the line for all of us. So that's another one. Have to get that one done by the 4th of July, I think. Guess what? Another bee thing. This is the Beatitude Sampler by Shepherd's Bush. And I've had this a long time. It seems like I found the copyright date on here somewhere. It is 2013. I haven't had this one that long. Even when I wasn't actively stitching, when I saw things, I would still add them to my stash. But anyway, it's just be happy. It's just cute. I love it. Shepherd's Bush is probably my all-time favorite design group. I love their stuff. Oh, I have so much. So many things I want to do. So many. Now, this is an oldie, but a goodie. This is a Mosey and Me pattern. Copyright 1994, so I have had this one for a while. But again, it's not super complicated, super big. I think it'll stitch up relatively quickly. And I have everything for this but the Mill Hill beads. And really, I just need to check, and I might have some of them. It's stitched in anchor. I have a fair amount of anchor thread, not because I just, had to have it, but at the time I first kind of started going to a needleworking group when I lived in Victoria. Her name was Karen, and she owned a shop there that I don't remember the name of anymore. But she seemed to prefer and recommend anchor over DMC, and at the time I kind of collected a fair amount of that. So hopefully I have all the anchor threads. I haven't gone back and looked at those, but if not, I'll sub in the DMC, and good enough. More bee stuff. This one says, keep a happy heart. And it's another shepherd's bush. It's called Happy Hearts. Big shock. And it's another one that I have the linen in my stash. It's just a neutral, it's a 32 count. Copyright on this one is 2003. So like I said, even though I wasn't really actively stitching, when I saw something that spoke to me, I frequently picked it up and added it to my stash. I, had plans that I would do this again someday. This is another Mosey and Me. It's called Spring Sampler. I hate the glare on everything. If I'd been smart, I would have pulled these out of the bags. And it's stitched on this really pretty peachy pink called Cherub. And I have had this. I bought this stuff at Ginger's in Austin, I think. Oh, excuse me, Philly. Don't mind her. And Ginger's has been closed since 2007 or 2008. And it was just a wonderful stitch shop. Nicest people, and a wonderful selection of stuff. But anyway, copyright on this one is a mystery. But I know I bought it at Ginger, so it's been around for quite a while. And I'm looking forward to getting it stitched up too. And it says, rich soil, warm sun, sharp tools and seed, singing birds, that is all you need. And I used to really love to garden. And because my back and knees are crap now, I can't do kind of container garden kind of thing on the back deck. I can't do a whole lot of digging around in flower beds anymore. But I still love the plants. And I'm happy to, it still gets hot in Arkansas during the summer, but nowhere near as hellaciously hot for as long as what it did in South Texas. So I get a little bit more growing season before everything just burns up no matter how much water you put on it. This is called Tea Party by the Victoria Sampler. And I originally got this to do for my best friend Charlotte. But I've now found something else that I think would be better for her. And I really love this. So I think this one's going to be a do it for me. And it says, come share with me a cup of tea and let our earthly troubles be. In other words, visit with your friends, enjoy them, and let the other crap go. I like that. So, and I don't remember, aren't you surprised, what linen this is? Maybe it's marked on here. Vintage Country Mocha. And I do have the Chronic silks to do it in. So, and there's some other specialty threads that I have to pull out of my stash, but I do have, I think, everything, or real close to everything, to get this done, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And I do enjoy a cup of tea. I'm not a connoisseur. I couldn't tell you the difference between one kind and the other. I'm kind of your Lipton tea bag kind of girl, or the Celestial Seasonings thing. But I do enjoy it. Although, I have become, for years, I gave up caffeine entirely. My husband gave up caffeine and lost 65 pounds. I gave up caffeine and lost 0. So I'm back to caffeine because what the hell. So I generally have my 12-ounce cup of coffee with a whole lot of creamer in it in the morning because I like the creamers. And I still drink mostly caffeine-free Diet Coke. Or Coke Zero, whatever. Zero sugar. That newer stuff tastes pretty good. Anyway. So, but I do like tea and coffee. This is another Mosey and Me. Excuse me, copyright 1996. And this is the one I've actually decided to do for my friend Charlotte. It says, if a flower bloomed each time I thought of you, all the world would be a garden. Charlotte and I have been best friends for years, and that's been one of the more difficult things about moving to Arkansas, is I can't see her as much anymore. So although we talk and email and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, I do miss seeing her a lot. And I want her to know how much she's in my heart and how much I miss her. So hopefully I'll get this one started pretty quickly here. Her birthday is in July, just a few days away from mine, and that's what this is going to be for. This is With Each Stitch by Carmen Wyatt, and she posted this on a sampler group. Willa, the lady that runs the sampler group, was looking for pretty cross stitches to cheer her up. And everybody was posting things that they were working on or that were inspirational or whatever. And Carmen posted this, and I just loved it. It's mostly specialty stitches, which I enjoy doing from time to time. This is one of those things that I will probably work on, put it away, work on, put it away, work on, put it away. Because sometimes a little of those specialty stitches goes a long way. But it's a beautiful sentiment. It says, with each stitch I lay, may I strive each day towards serenity from sorrow, honesty from deceit, faith from doubt, peace from turmoil, hope from despair, joy from adversity, charity from selfishness, humility from pride, and it's signed by Carmen. And she went into her own stash and pulled me some of the specialty threads. It's done mostly in silks. And then I could not find the called for linen, this really pretty teal blue, but Anne at the Shepherd's Needle helped me choose this lavender, which I think is a Witchelt lavender. It's a really pretty color. And I think that I laid the threads on it, and I think they're going to be really pretty, and I'm looking forward to working on that one too. Like so many. If I give up breathing and going to the bathroom to pee, I might have time to get done. It's probably not a workable plan. I fell in love with this one last time I was down in Little Rock at the Shepherd's Needle. It's Blackberry House by Plum Street Samplers, and Plum Street Samplers is one of the designers that has really become very popular in the time that I wasn't stitching. And so now that I've seen them all, I want them all. Every last one. But reality, you know, my budget doesn't run to all. But it ran to a couple. So this is on my list that I want to start. Even my husband looked at that and said, oh, that's pretty colors, and it's got birds in it. We like birds. You should do that. So I'm looking forward to getting this one done. It's Blackberry House is the name of it. And I'm sure some of you have stitched it already. I'm jealous. And it's done on a 32 count Weeks Dye Works linen in this neutral color. She didn't write the name of it on there, so I've got no clue, but it's pretty. It's going to really show off all those pretty colors. And this is a Brenda Gervais design called Good Deeds. And it just says, good deeds live long. And boy, I think that is so true. Everybody will remember and appreciate the good things you do. You know, they remember if you're shitty to them too. But it's just really cool. It's very pretty. It's got tulips in it. Tulips are my favorite flower. And again, doesn't look like it will take just eons to stitch up. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. I've got all the threads for it. And I think this was the recommended linen, which is Picture This Plus Legacy in a 28 count. And boy, let me tell you, when I was stitching years ago, there just wasn't a whole lot of, you know, hand-dyed fabric available. And I'm just loving all the pretty hand-dyed, you know, they're so individual and so cool. So I'm just, you know, really looking forward to working on all that stuff. And this is one, when last time I was in Little Rock, at the Shepherd's Needle. My husband actually picked this out because we actually love to watch birds. We put out a lot of bird feeders and have birds come pretty often. And we both really enjoy watching them. And I mean, we don't go sit in a bird blind for hours and hours and try to see what we can see. But, you know, we really enjoyed just the backyard birds. And cardinals are my favorite bird. They were my mom's favorite bird. And she used to always say, when you see a cardinal, it's a visitor from heaven. So since my mom's been gone since 2008, that's kind of made that more special. And so I'm going to think of my mom when I'm stitching this. And I think that'll be really cool. And it's also on a Picture This Plus. She didn't have the recommended linen, but we both thought this would look good. And this is Picture This Plus Pampas. Another pretty one. It's a very pretty mottled green. And then this is the only thing I had in my stash that I pulled out that I did not have the linen for. And this is Shepherd's Bush 2,000 years ago. And I think this one is a relatively newer, 2004. So I've had it a while too. But I plan to get this stitched for Christmas for next year. But I didn't have the linen for this one, so I have to put this one to the side, and it's on my shopping list for tomorrow because it's Christmas for me tomorrow. We're going to Little Rock and Conway so I can visit my two relatively local needle stores or needlework stores, and I have a list of things I have to get. Plus, I'm sure I'll see some stuff that I just have to have anyway. And then I had 3 kits that I plan to do. This is probably going to be my biggest project for 2018. This is Oh Beautiful by Shepherd's Bush also. And I saw the model to this stitched up when I was at the Silver Needle in Tulsa, which is a wonderful shop. They have so much stuff. But Tulsa's almost 3.5 hours away from me, so I don't get there real often. But every once in a while I'll meet somebody at the airport in Tulsa if they're coming in to get a kitten. And that's a great opportunity for me to go to the stitch shop there. The Silver Needle, it's a really cool place. If you haven't go and you have the opportunity to, you should do it. But anyway, this is probably my 2018 big project is Oh Beautiful. I got everything to do it. And then these two are Henry O'Hare and Clara O'Hare by Lizzie Kate. And I plan to have them done for Easter. And they will be my first attempt to finish anything as a stand-up. So think good thoughts for me. But I got these two. They're out of print. The kits are no longer available. But thanks to a wonderful lady by the name of, I think, Linda on, I don't remember if it was Stitch Mania or Cross Stitch Addicts. But I posted that I really wanted to do these. And she said, hey, I have those in my stash. Would you like them? And she gave me a great price. I paid for 2 of them what you would have paid retail for 1. And I'm really, really looking forward to doing them. I think they are so, so cute. I wish I could, there are 2 more, Patty O'Hare and I don't remember the other one. But there's 2 more. If any of you have them and want to get rid of them, let me know. Because I'd like to do all 4. It's a perfect place on top of my hall tree to display them. Because that's someplace the cats don't get. And at my house, places the cats don't get are few and far between. So anyway, there's my 2018 plan. It's probably pretty grandiose compared to what I can realistically do, but I plan to give it the old college try. And I'll keep y'all updated as I get it done. Like I mentioned, excuse me, my allergies are driving me nuts. Tomorrow is Christmas for me because Steve and I are going to Little Rock, and I get to visit the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock and the Stitcher's Garden in Conway, both of which are great places. And at the Shepherd's Needle is awesome, and Linda at Stitcher's Garden is great too. I really enjoy both of those places, and the ladies are just so nice. But that's my Christmas present, is a trip to the stitching shop. So Christmas is coming early for me. It already came early for my husband. He's I don't know if I mentioned, a golfing fanatic. And when I say fanatic, I mean all capital letters. And he got a, I forgot what it's called. It's a little computer program that projects an image of a golf course onto a flat surface like a wall or something. and you can, and you know, it's got a little thing that senses your swing, so it can try to improve your swing. And those things retail for $800 plus. So he was going to be SOL on that. But we found one on eBay for $100. So Steve's Christmas. And he doesn't understand why I won't let him swing a golf club in the house. Because even though we have vaulted ceilings in the living room and dining room, I just think that's a really bad plan. Even though there's those little wiffle balls. But so, 43 degrees last night. He's out on the back deck playing with his Optishot. That's the name of it. Because he is, again, a golf fanatic. Which is how I ended up with my first trip to the Stitcher's Garden in Conway. He was meeting a guy in Conway to buy a putter. There's a certain kind of putter called an ice cube, which is really cool. It's this clear acrylic, neat looking stuff that's made here in Arkansas. And my husband is such an Arkansas fiend. He is a rabid Razorback, and anything that has anything to do with Arkansas, he is there 1,000%. So he was meeting the guy to down towards Little Rock to get the putter from him. And I said, well, there just happens to be a stitch shop in Conway. So the guy met us on the street in front of the stitching shop. And I went shopping while he got a putter. So anyway, that was like birthday time. But now Christmas is coming tomorrow, and I'm really excited. So I don't know, early next week I will have haul to show off, because I haven't had any haul in a while. So looking forward to that. Although y'all may be thoroughly sick of me by now. I do have a question to ask folks. So I was going through all of my stuff yesterday. I found this mystery thread. This is a limited edition thread from Gentle Art Sampler Thread. I have no idea how long I've had it or where I got it. It does not have a price tag on it. And it's a really pretty peachy with some kind of darker pumpkin-y orange in it. And a little bit of kind of a taupey tan color in there. If anybody has any clue what color that might be, let me know. That's clueless. It's a limited edition. I wish they'd put names on them. Because, my memory doesn't extend to what I had for lunch yesterday, much less, a thread I bought God knows how many years ago. At least 15, because I didn't buy it this year. And before this year, it had been a long time. Speaking of threads, here are those Silks for You threads. That's my next thing when I get done. Are they pretty? They're just luscious. They're silk, and they feel like a dream. But when I get done with this video, I'm going to go enter everybody's numbers into that random number generator and pull from them. They're the giveaways on Stitch Mania and Cross Stitch Addicts. And if you miss out this time, I will probably do this again because, I bought 225 yards of each, and I have a lot of it. So, but I want to share because it's really just awesome thread to stitch with. Stitches up beautifully, soft as butter, silky, gorgeous, vibrant color. You'll love it. So you got like 10 minutes to go. Try to get in those giveaways, but don't worry, I'll do another one. Speaking of giveaways, I have a couple of frames that I'm probably going to, at some point, do as a giveaway here because I haven't stitched in a frame in years. A couple of them still have stuff stretched. One of them's got a piece of Ada stretched in it from, I don't know, the late 90s maybe. I think I was going to start a Mirabilia on it, and then I switched to stitching on linen and never did it, and it's still there. And the other one I think's got some needlepoint cabinets on it. But anyway, if you're interested in some frames, may have those coming up soon. I just have to dig them out of the closet. That may be an all-day project in and of itself. But I've been yakking for 35 minutes now, which is a long time to listen to me. So I'm going to say thank you again, everybody. If you have questions about anything, please let me know, and I will try to answer them. Leave them in the comments below. I hope y'all aren't sick and tired of me yet. I hope that I'm connecting with folks and that y'all are enjoying seeing what I'm doing. I certainly enjoy, just to the nth degree, everybody that I see on FlossTube. And again, thank you to all of you for your kind comments. Thank you to everybody for sharing your expertise and what you're doing. And, oh, it's so evil. It's so evil. I see so many things I want to do. But my Christmas is only so big, so I can't do them all. Darn it. Anyway, I will catch you guys soon. We'll look at haul maybe next week. And if there's anything you have questions about or comments or anything, please let me know. I'd love to know what I can do to improve, because I'm still very much a novice at this FlossTube thing. But it's so much fun. I want to do more. I'm going to go draw some numbers and then hopefully get some project bag stitching done and maybe even a little actual stitching done. You guys have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Stitchy love to you all. Bye.